Hello Virgo, so I'm doing your weekly tarot from May the 6th to the 13th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at what's going on in your blind spot, figuring out anything that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out, okay? So you have got energy. And it says everything is energy. It emits from you that is felt by others. Someone wants their presence felt and forever connected. Okay, so clearly, Virgo, I feel that this is someone who is thinking about you quite heavily at this time. Okay, they are not quite able to disconnect from you, or they are still feeling your presence, still feeling your energy around them, and vice versa. Okay, this could be a very strong soulmate situation here that's going on, where you know you're constantly in each other's energy fields, if you will. Okay, and then you've got here and now. Avoid putting too much focus on the past or the future. Your energy is needed in the here and now. So in order to try and combat the total headfuck that having someone's energy around you constantly and them yours, that can play a number on your mind. Okay, so Spirit's saying here to remain in the present moment. Okay, obviously being smart about it is really going to be advantageous for you, and that can be really hard to do when someone's it's really weird. It's like it still feels that you still feel like they are there even though they're not, and then they're experiencing the exact same when it comes down to you. It's because your souls are connected. Okay, that is a classic indicator of soulmate connections, very deeply spiritual connections as well. Okay, can you tell us more? Judgment. So it's time here for you to make a final decision about what it is that that makes you happy. Okay, now the star, that's healing, nurturing, rebuilding. It's possible that someone does want to rebuild with you, and you've got the Six of Cups here again, soulmate energy. Okay, so a very complicated situation that is difficult to put human language to, as is always the case with spiritual connections. Okay, Virgo, what you've got on your hands here is like a strong soulmate, twin flame type dealio. Okay, again, use your discernment, because of course not everyone does subscribe to the twin flame thing, obvious reasons. Certain cults have done that. It's given everybody a bad name, basically. So you know it when you've lived it. You know it when you've experienced it. It is real. It is definitely 100% real, and it's really difficult to explain because there's so much that goes on a deep soul level that if you were to begin to try and explain it to anyone else who hasn't experienced that, they would think that you're nuts. Like they would literally think that you're cray. So that's the situation that's coming out of this read, Virgo. Like literally you and this other person, you're both picking up on the exact same things here, and then combine that with trying to deal with that by yourselves. I feel that this situation hasn't even been discussed with each other yet. Okay, I feel like it's one of those. It's like you both know what is going on here, but the words haven't been actually said yet in the 3D, if you like, right? So you both know, but there's this overarching theme of but what if they don't know? But what if I've imagined it? But what if this? But what if that? Okay. And that's why it can be a total head fuck. So Spirit's saying here, Virgo, look, focus on the here and now, okay? Too much emphasis on the past is going to keep you stuck. Too much emphasis on the future and what might happen, that's also same deal. It's going to keep you stuck. So focus on taking one day at a time here, okay, Virgo? Right, what's this star? So you could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Scorpio. You've got heavy Scorpio energy coming out. The Six of Cups is coming out again. Okay, to clarify the star. That is a desire, obviously, to be in physical union with this individual, whoever they are. Now, Virgo, if you're not resonating with this, that's absolutely fine. Keep an open mind, because this is going to be someone else's energy towards you, okay? Because the other way that I can read this, Virgo, is someone's very, very likely wanting to get back together with you, okay? So use your discernment, right? Be smart about it. Comfort for why this is happening. Divine guidance, releasing fears and attachments to an outcome and surrendering to divine timing, okay? So not having in your head one particular set outcome here, okay? Because often these things, they will unfold in ways that couldn't possibly have been predicted for. That's why it's really important to keep an open mind and to not have a rigid blueprint, if you like, in your mind's eye about how this should play out, or indeed when this union should happen, okay? Those thoughts are not going to serve us, and they're very human thoughts. Remembering you're dealing with a soul connection, which needs to be tackled, if you will, from the soul level rather than just purely the human one, okay? The Queen of Swords, yeah. Why is this happening? I feel like someone's just trying to pretend like everything's okay. Someone's putting a very stoic face on it, right? Trying to be as normal, if you like, as possible, okay? The Ten of Pentacles. Creating your Ten of Pentacles, or maybe this connection helps you to create the Ten of Pentacles. So it's you and this person building this Ten of Pentacles together. Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands reversed. There's a bit of a detour that's going on, and that potentially could be either having to learn more information or having to learn a new skill that is going to help you to build this Ten of Pentacles, okay? The Page of Pentacles energy for me is my back to class, back to school card. That could be a literal school or just like the school of life, right? Because again, these things, they unfold in your physical reality in really bizarre ways, okay? I do feel that it is tied into what it is that you do for a job, how you support yourself, what you do for a living, right? I feel that this soul connection has triggered something within you, or again within them, because it could be role reversal, to learn a new skill here that is going to help you to financially support yourself, okay? So it could be helping others to navigate their way through these really deeply spiritual connections, because they are weird, like they're really bizarre, and it's one of those things that once you've experienced it, it's not one of those situations that you can ever forget, because it changes up your entire life. It changes who you are, I would say. It does change up who you are, because it triggers all sorts. It triggers that dark night of the soul, right? That's not just a fancy thing to say. Like that is a legitimate, potentially life-destroying event for someone to go through, right? Obviously, you're not going to be the only one, Virgo, right? There are going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of other people out there who have experienced or are experiencing the exact same thing that you are. They don't know where to turn to. They don't know who to talk to. Not without being laughed at, or not without being accused of being like mental or crazy, right? You know how it goes. You know exactly how it goes. So I feel here that you're feeling this compulsion to do a seminar, a class, or do some more learning, put in your knowledge to good use in order to help not just yourself but other people as well, okay? The Eight of Wands reversed is saying you hadn't planned for it, right? That's why this is all happening, because things are unfolding now in your life that you hadn't planned for, but somebody had planned it for you, because you've got the divine timing energy right there, right? So it might not have been on your plans, like your human mind might not have planned for this, but your soul did, the universe did, okay? It, again, as I keep saying, it's one of those really mind-bending situations. It really is. Either way, Virgo, this is helping you in the long run, because, how should I say it? You're becoming a member of staff for Spirit, for the universe. You're becoming one of their employees, okay? They're going to pay you for that. They're going to make sure that you've got everything covered, basically. You might even find as well that you end up chucking in the day job. Do you know what I mean? Always, always, always keep an open mind, right? Because again, those soul connections, they're not put on your path for no good reason. There are always, always very valid reasons for them being put on our path in the exact moment that they're put in front of us, okay? There are no mistakes in divine timing. It just doesn't work that way. That's why I always say there's no such thing as coincidences, right? Everything's orchestrated by someone or something. Just because we might not necessarily understand it initially doesn't mean to say that it's a coincidence. It just means we can't explain it yet. Okay, so something about this connection with this person, Virgo, it has triggered something very, very important deep within you, okay? And I would say deep within both of you, actually, because, yeah, there is mirror soul energy going on, like 100%. And I'm convinced that you've got Scorpio, Aquarius, I want to say Taurus and Libra around you. That could be the sign of this other person. They could be dominant placements in your own birth chart that are taking center stage at the moment, okay? Scorpio, I'd say definitely Scorpio. You've got Scorpio in your chart, because you're finding yourself basically diving into the unknown, the unseen, the other realms, if you all of those things that are traditionally associated with that more sort of scorpionic magical energy, okay, that deep profound transformation that's going on because of a catalyst, and your catalyst has come in the form of another person, and vice versa. You have been the catalyst for this other person too. So ultimately, while you're living that experience, it is going to feel really cruel, okay? I completely understand that feeling of why me, why now? This just feels cruel, right? And it does. In the long term, it's going to serve you really well, okay? It is. So what they're asking here is you need to dig deeper and discover the hidden meanings behind this connection, because it's supposed to be showing you something. It's supposed to be demonstrating or teaching you something about yourself, okay, not about the other person, about yourself, so that you can start pulling on that thread and seeing where that leads you, okay. Life purpose and all that then kicks into it all, okay. So inner peace for what's going on in your blind spot. I love that. Outside appearances suggest that chaos rules. Do you know what I mean? So literally everything that I've just told you there in a nutshell, how cruel these sort of connections can feel until you start digging a bit deeper into what is actually going on here. And once you figured that out, and again with it being in your blind spot, you're probably not expecting to be able to reach that point of inner peace, okay, because at the moment there seems to be a lot of conflict that's going on. Through no fault of yours, through no fault of whoever this strong soulmate is, okay, it's neither of your fault. You didn't create this, okay. This is something that, like I said, apparently our human minds don't remember making these contracts, don't remember making these commitments, okay? But our souls, because our souls are eternal, our bodies are temporary, our souls remember. And that this is literally you and this person's soul sort of finding each other like magnets, yeah. I feel that that's the best way to explain that without going too woo with it. So a time to try and remain calm and centered in the midst of conflict, okay? And yeah, especially at the moment, there is a lot of external conflict going on. You only need to turn on your tally to see that. Like, as soon as we go on social media as well, it's like we're bombarded with bad news, negativity, fear, and lack. And do you know what I mean? Because we all know why, and I have to be careful with my words here because certain things get flagged. The predatory class keep us all in a state of constant fear. That's how they can control us, right? So you're rebelling against that, basically. You're refusing to partake in the fear, in the chaos, in the lack energy. You're refusing to partake. So straight away that puts you in a much better position than most. It puts you in a much more elevated position as well, okay? Inner peace. I mean, you cannot put a price on inner peace, right? And again, with that being in your blind spot, that is going to be quite a comfort to you to know that right around the corner, you do feel this strong sense of inner peace. Yeah, the Page of Wands. Of feeling more optimistic again, like almost immediately. Feeling far more optimistic. Feeling far more like you're in control. And then the Page of Swords, 2 pages back to back with the World. Yeah, seeing yourself and seeing the world in a much different light here. And I want to say demonstrating more kindness, more compassion, grace and understanding towards yourself. And then the ripple effects of that is being felt by everyone else around you, okay? So, yeah. Energy is contagious, right? And the energy that you're giving off here in your blind spot is one of peace, is one of calm, is one of having a strong sense of self, but also being open as well to learning new things all of the time and trying new things, and not being afraid to be adventurous and explorative and, do you know what I mean, experimental even, right? So again, just take what resonates. Don't try and force anything to fit your situation. What is working for you? Joy. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So again, you can see how that goes hand in hand with the message that I've literally just given you. You're radiating a joyful energy out into the world. You're being and bringing joy, okay? I cannot make this up. I have to feel out what is going on with this energy, okay? I don't just take one card, give you the meaning, then move on, right? Like how you see a lot of people do. You've actually got to feel out what is going on here, okay? Your vibe is attracting your tribe. Your energy is contagious. And at the moment, Virgo, your energy is very, very magnetic because it's peaceful. Yeah, the Four of Cups. So this Four of Cups, I feel, is indicating that not everybody is going to understand you, okay? Not everybody's going to get you. You're not going to be everyone's vibe or everyone's cup of tea, and that's absolutely fine, because not everybody is for you either, okay? So this isn't a case of all of a sudden everybody appreciating you, or all of a sudden everybody being kind to you, right? Because shitty people are still going to be shitty people when all is said and done, right? It doesn't matter what happens, you're always going to get them somewhere, right? That's a guarantee. This, I feel, is you no longer taking other people's shitty attitudes and behaviors towards you personally. You're no longer internalizing the way that others treat you. And you're especially no longer going to be rejecting yourself because someone external to you had been rejecting you. Okay. Yeah, the Chariot and the Two of Cups. See, I told you. I told you. You're taking hard control here. Now, also what is working for you, there is a partnership that's coming to light here. There is a strong union that is coming together, okay? Strong connection is being forged. And yes, I do feel that it's with this strong soulmate individual, okay? Power for how this is likely going to play out. You're taking back your power, Virgo, right? You're no longer going to be anyone's prisoner at all. You're keeping a positive outlook, and you're about to turn a corner. So you're about to turn a corner. It seems to be, see with this sword and the light, that you're speaking. You are speaking your truth, but you're also speaking the truth, because do keep in mind, they are two entirely different things, right? You're a truth seeker, a truth teller. Granted, not everybody likes to hear the truth, right? But those who are worth their salt, they are going to listen. This is also you taking on this challenge, and I feel almost effortlessly, or at least you're making it look effortless, okay? you having this strong understanding that there is nothing and no one that is going to be able to hold you back from your true life purpose here, because you're done running, you're done hiding. Like, that doesn't fit you anymore, it doesn't vibe with you anymore. Okay, so that's why it's a huge sword that's being held up to the light. And that is how you're taking back your power. So you're not shrinking away just to suit someone else's assumptions of who you are or of who you're supposed to be. This is you reclaiming who you are, reclaiming your soul almost. Can you tell us more for Virgo? About Virgo taking back their power. Okay, so the strange thing, Virgo, I feel like you've been exhausted for like the longest time. There's a release to that exhaustion. Okay. And then you've got the Four of Wands. You're reaching a significant milestone here. Another page, a Page of Pentacles. I think you've only got one page that's missing from this read, haven't you? That's the Page of Cups. And then you'll have all 4 pages. So here's the thing, Virgo. This indicates a lot of social activity that's going on, right? Now, you could be working on being a little bit more sociable, or there's a clue here about how you're likely going to be doing something on social media in order to try and help other people out. Okay, yeah, the Knight of Swords, that's quick communication where people can talk to you instantly, where you can talk to them instantly, where you can help people. I need to find out a little bit more about that milestone. Nice, the Sun, growth. So yeah, you're sharing your growth and your optimism, your joy, your healing energy with others. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so that is a secure option that is available to you there. What is this milestone that Virgo's reaching? What's this important milestone? Okay, the World, the Chariot, and the King of Cups. It feels like you're moving on with another person. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there is definitely a soul contract here. There is 100%. There's a soul contract here with another person. So the wonder and the mystery closing out is the milestone that you're reaching. I feel here that you and your soulmate here are going to be making things official. Okay, the connection is growing to the next level here. Okay, you know, that's actually very, very rare, Virgo, because not all soulmates or not all twin flames are actually supposed to be, nor can be, together in the physical, like as a couple, because oftentimes you'll find that those connections are going to be non-sexual, right? So the fact that you've got a union here is very, very rare. Really rare. That's how it's likely going to play out. Right, let's get you a healing message. But obviously, you should never, ever put your own life on pause or your own journey on pause while you're waiting for someone else to sort out their shit, okay? because that's not fair on you. Whatever happens, you must continue to move forward, okay? Blood, moon, and courage. Right, let's take a look. Right, this is number 26. Okay, so this card brings you courage. You're halfway through your current battle and you have more left in reserves than you think. Be courageous. Humans often struggle with change, but sometimes change is absolutely called for. This may be one of those times. The more you refuse to budge on a situation, the more painful the outcome might be. Sometimes the brave thing to do is compromise. Keep going and do what it takes, even if you're scared. As long as no one else is being harmed, then push through and do what you need to do. You're at the end of one cycle and the start of a new one. What you don't willingly release now, if you know that it has to go, then it could be ripped from you. So release your grip on a situation. The idea of blood is often a frightening image. However, blood is also the giver of life, and without it we wouldn't last long. Your situation is as it should be, so just breathe and then keep going. Additional meanings for this card: doing some shadow work. A change is coming. Don't cling on to the past. A portal of opportunity is opening up, and leave the past behind for now for your own good. Okay? So, leaving the past behind, surrendering this situation or this connection up to the universe and letting it take care of it on your behalf, while you focus on what it is that you're supposed to be doing here, okay? What it is that is your life purpose, that you have been set up to do, okay? That's where your focus needs to be at the moment. Right, so let's take a look at some wonderful words of wisdom from the TUES Tarot. This is just a little bit of light-hearted fun at the end of your reading, okay? Right, what else for Virgo? What else for Virgo? Okay, the strange thing is, I'm seeing a snake as I was shuffling those cards. Now, they can be symbols of healing, renewal and transformation as well, but it was more of like in a circle shape, which indicates an everlasting cycle. How something keeps going round and round and round again. Okay, consider all consequences and make a choice, damn it. Okay, total bullshit, turn around now. So it seems to be that you might find yourself metaphorically going round and round in circles and always coming back to the same conclusion or to the same problem. So in order to break free from that never-ending loop, it's time for you to initiate your own changes as well, okay? Look, someone's being bitchy and they need to stop doing it. Okay, so if there's any sort of temptation, I don't know, to feel resentful towards another person, just remember about what comes back in again, okay? Yeah, a difficult situation, difficult energies, but I just genuinely hope that has been helpful, okay? For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.